Audacity is a free program that can be used not only to record audio, but also to edit and optimize it. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the basics of using this versatile piece of software. When you open up Audacity, you get a screen that looks like this. It's not the fanciest user interface out there, but it is quite functional. Over here, you can see some very familiar looking buttons, and I don't think these need any further explanation. Then also in this area, we've got a whole bunch of tools and options that can be used for editing recorded audio. More details about those later on. Then over here, we've got two level meters, one of which is for recording, the other one is for playback. Below that, we've got a speed controller. Then we've also got this little thing that should just stay on MME. We've got a microphone selector, so this allows you to select the microphone that you want to use in case there are multiple ones connected to your computer. Don't even bother looking at this, just leave it to stereo. Then here we've got the speaker selector, so this is just my default speaker output on my computer, and these two controllers can control the volume of the recording and the volume of the playback. Recording audio in Audacity is pretty straightforward. You just press the record button, then you record, you do your voiceover, whatever, and when you're done, simply press the stop button to stop recording. Now here's a quick tip for achieving the highest possible quality. When you're doing a voiceover or something like that, you want the level to be around -15 to -9 decibels, somewhere in this area. You don't want it to be in the red area, so around -3, because then it's too loud and maybe even distorting. And if the level is below -18, then it's probably a little too quiet. Now let's take a look at some of those tools that we've got over here. First of all, this is the selection tool. This one is used to select areas in an audio track, like so. By double-clicking, you can select everything. The button with a picture of some scissors on it is obviously a cutting tool. And here's what it does. So let's say we want to get rid of this bit of audio because it's rubbish. Then we can simply select it and then press the cutting tool button to get rid of it, like so. Then these two buttons are for copying and pasting, just like that. And then there are also these two buttons. Now this is the trimming button and this is the silencer. So here's what they do. First of all, trimming. Let's say we've got this entire recording and this is the only good bit of sound, right? Everything else is just crap. We don't want that. Well, by selecting this good bit and clicking the trimmer, like this, it can simply get rid of everything except for the good bit. The silencer, on the other hand, does the exact opposite. So let's say this is a crap bit, this is rubbish, we don't want this. You could try using the cutting tool like so, but that would also remove the entire gap, right? All of this moves to the left, like so. We don't want that. So then you can use the silencer, like so, which just creates a silent gap. So it leaves the gap, it cuts it out and leaves a gap, in case you need that for some reason. Something else you have to understand about Audacity is the audio track system. We've just created a track by recording something right here. If I'd wanted to do this again, for some reason, maybe this take wasn't good enough and I need to redo it, I can simply delete the track and start over like so. This also means that if we have recorded something and we want to record something else, right, we want to add something, we want to record from this point on, and I click record, it creates an entirely new track below it. This is something that Audacity does. Every time you click record, it creates an entirely new audio track. You can move around audio within tracks and even between tracks using the time shift tool. Within a track, you can adjust the gain and balance using these two controls right here. Now that we've discussed all of the very basics, let's move on and talk about some of the more advanced features that this program has that you can use to improve the sound quality of your recordings. First of all, I'd like to show you how to remove noise in an audio recording. So right here, I've got a recording that is very noisy. Let's just play it. This is a very noisy test recording. Now, as you can hear, there is a lot of noise in the background and we want to get rid of that. So in order to do that, simply, first of all, select a little bit of noise. Just noise, not this, because here I'm actually talking, just a bit of plain noise. Then go to Effect and click Noise Reduction and click Get Noise Profile. Audacity will now scan this bit of noise so that it will know what it has to get rid of. Then we select the entire recording by double-clicking, of course, go to Noise Reduction again, and this time we can actually apply the noise reduction to the recording. This setting right here is very important. This determines how powerful the noise reduction is. Setting this all the way to the max will absolutely remove all of the noise, but it also makes your recording sound awful. This is a very... So, with noise reduction, you shouldn't go too far, because when you do that, then the recording will sound terrible. So, what we need to do is find the right balance between no noise reduction and way too much, which in this case is about 9 decibels. Let's click OK, and as you can see, it's removed nearly all of the noise. This is a very and it sounds quite a bit better now. Okay, so that is how you remove noise from a recording. The next thing we're going to take a look at is something called equalization. Now, if you don't know what equalization is, listen to this recording. This is a test recording that isn't properly equalized, so it sounds terrible. You can see that this test recording really emphasizes the high frequency sounds, the treble, but the bass, the low frequencies, aren't really there, which makes it sound kind of unnatural. This is a test recording that isn't properly equalized. Now, this issue can be fixed using a tool called the equalizer. So in order to use that, first of all, select the entire recording again by double-clicking, then go to Effect, and then Equalization, which gives you a window that looks like this. And you can see that we've got a flat line. Let's just set it to graphic, because I like to use the sliders instead of adjusting the line. So what we can do using the equalizer is apply gain to various frequencies. So with this controller, you can apply gain to the entire recording, but using the equalizer, we can apply gain to specific frequencies. So we know that this recording doesn't have enough bass, which means we need to add a little bit of gain to the low frequencies. So we're just going to amp it up from here. And this can take a lot of time if you want to get it perfectly. But of course, this is just for this video. This is good enough for now, so let's apply it. You can see that the waveform has changed. Now let's listen to it. This is a test recording that isn't properly equalized, so it sounds terrible. And as you can hear, it sounds a lot better now. For the next thing, I've got another test recording right here, which I'm now going to play. In this test recording, you can hear that there is a very, very annoying sudden peak. And of course, it's quite obvious, this peak is terrible. It's annoying, it's kind of distorted. We don't want that. So how do we get rid of this, or at least make it less annoying and loud? Well, that can be done using a tool called the limiter. So, first of all, select the entire recording, then go to Effect, and click Limiter all the way down here. I'm afraid it's not on the screen right now, but it's in the same list. You'll be able to find it. So then you'll get a window that looks like this. What you want to do is set this to hard limit, like so, and then select a limit level. So I want to limit this entire recording to, let's say, -9 decibels. So now, this recording, nothing in this recording can be louder than -9. So now we click OK, and as you can see, it simply limited this very loud and annoying peak. And now it's not that loud anymore, so let's just play it from here to see if it's worked. Hear that there is a very, very annoying sudden peak. As you can hear, it's much less annoying now. It's still not perfect, but it is much better than just this enormous and annoying peak. So those were just 3 important features of Audacity that I use quite frequently, but of course there are so many other effects that you can apply as well, and in fact also many other things that you can do using this program, and I can't discuss all of them in one video, and after all, this video is just about the basics. The best way to get the hang of this, the best way to properly learn how to use Audacity is by just downloading it and practicing, screwing around with the program, see what it does when you apply certain effects and things like that. But I hope this video at least was a proper introduction to the basics of using this program. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and thank you for watching.